Alright, so this one works. Let's just mute it. And we are live. Hello.
Woot, woot.
Yay.
Hey.
Now we can do the cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I kind of think we need some sort of intro or something, like a theme.
Intro music.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
an intro music. Should compose something. Okay, so intro music, asterisk, basically. Just imagine it.
Hey, man.
I just made an intro music. I did. So
We can all hear it in our brains.
yeah, we all hear it in our brains. We hear music all the
Mhm.
time.
Fairly jazzy.
Super cool. All right, we're here today for Wine Time Photo Rave, the first real live Wine Time Photo Rave. Awesome. And we are joined, well, of course, I'm Alma Lama. Hello. And I'm joined by my co-host, Mrs. Livin.
Yoo-hoo.
And our guest today is Cynthia,
Hello.
which you know as CFF Photo Mode, and who is pretty awesome in doing. I think most of people know you from your God of War shots and your Horizon Zero Dawn work, but basically all of your stuff is pretty awesome. So,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
and then we have Matt, who you
Hello.
know as Board Aloy. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah, and as your name says, you're most known for your Board Aloy series, which is
Of
pretty
course,
cool.
yeah.
That's really hilarious. It really is. And last but not least, we have Sebastian,
Hi there.
who is
Hey.
Neonascent VP on Twitter, or just Neonascent if you want to see his cosplay, because he also does pretty cool Division cosplay. And
Thank you very much.
to be honest, I had a hard time figuring out where people know you by, because I know why I know you from your awesome Division work, but I don't know. Other people probably know you more for like moody and really cool Hellblade shots. I think that's
That's like what I really like to do, like the moody shots, but everything moody, everything light, like a moth drawn to light. Yeah, that's like what I
oh
like
yeah,
to do.
light and mood and close up facial.
Yeah, right. That's also true.
Right. So those are our guests today. We're very happy to have them here. Unfortunately, our other two picks, Nick, who is Susua Black on Twitter, couldn't join us. He's at work. Boo. Boo work.
Oh.
Bad.
And GSS in 90 couldn't join us as well, as he's asleep.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's time zones. Time zones just suck.
yeah.
You do.
All right, but pretty awesome we had that many people join us at all. I mean, I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, it was a good selection. I'm stoked for our first one. That was a good good entries.
Good cast. All right. That's it for the introduction of the people. You wanna take
Woohoo.
over and introduce our thing?
Yeah, so our first theme was ImBaLancE, and it's just a great theme because I think one, it's what I prefer to do, so it's always a great thing if I love doing it, and so we didn't put a lot of definition to it because we wanted people to kind of interpret what they thought ImBaLancE was. And we got some like really good photos from this. I was very happy and very impressed with what we got. So I think we have a really good selection. So do you want to let's go ahead and start the party. Let's look
Yeah.
at the first one.
Oh, I just realized I didn't ask what people are drinking because we have wine time photo
Oh,
rave.
that's right. Right.
Yeah. So I'm having wine again. I'm having white wine and I'm drinking it from my control mug.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
that's really awesome.
What did you bring, Cynthia?
I have Dr. Pepper because alcohol gives me migraine, so I don't really drink a
Oh
lot.
shit.
I know.
I don't know. The amount of sugar in a Dr. Pepper is like a drug, so I think that counts.
That's true. And the caffeine too. We can't forget
Oh
that.
my God, right? Hello.
Mhm. Too much of that.
What are you having, Matt?
I have a cider here.
Ooh, I
So,
love cider.
it's a citrusy kind of thing. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I
it
love
works.
cider.
It works. Yeah, no, cider's my favorite. Yeah.
What do you have, Sebastian?
I have like a local red wine, a late Burgundy, and just drinking that right now.
Do
Well,
you actually know something about wine?
a little bit, but just like such a little bit that I know like what red wine I like and which I don't like. That's like all I know.
I know red wine is red and white wine is white. That's basically it. But wine just rhymes better with design, and so that's why we named it Wine Time. It just sounds better than beer.
Yes, that's true.
All right. So we got that settled. Let's start with some action. Oh, and you're up first, Sebastian.
Oh, that's nice.
It is, and it's a really good photo. So what I liked about this is our theme was ImBaLancE, and you can have imbalance in this in two ways. Like you see that she's not really straight up and balanced and that. And also you don't have, like if you divide it in the middle. Wait, let me do my pointer. Pretty. There we go, pretty pointer. So if you divide it in the middle, the left and the right of the picture is also imbalanced, which is pretty nice.
Yes. Oh, that's nice to see that. Yeah.
What did you think when you took that picture?
So like also what you said is like the imbalance first like of the subjects you see in the photo, like obviously Aloy is the subject here. But with the contrast to like the machine on the left, and what my first go-to was like the pose she has is like one of those light attacks you can do in the game. She has like, I don't know, I guess like 10 to 11 different like attacks or like animations she can do, and that's like the rarest one here. Because I like it how she swings the spear like above her body, and it's just like you like milliseconds before she like stabs the enemy or the machine in this case. That's what gives her this like agile imbalance pose she's like having here. And also with the machine on the left, it's a Longhorn from Horizon Zero Dawn, which normally has like also two horns, but to give it more of this or make it more fitting to the imbalanced theme, yeah, there's only one horn left. So I thought that also was just a nice little touch to the overall photo here.
And you cut that off by accident? No, it was of course all planned. You wanted it to be imbalanced. Of course.
Well, like the story behind photos basically I was just like moving around the machine and like pressing R1 all the time to get this animation she's doing right now, and it took a while, like a few minutes, and I had to be like careful to not hit like the horns off the the machine because like it happens pretty easily. And with that, like I knocked off one horn there, and then like I thought like, well, that's actually nice. Like it it fits even better to this theme because that was like really taken for the ImBaLancE theme here.
Sweet.
And then like then I try to like be somewhere around the machine to get like a nice framing done like here. And yeah, that's how it looks now then.
What also caught me on this, also with the other Horizon Zero Dawn you had in that set, is the color. Like I just adore this light blue matte color hue. It's beautiful.
Thank you very much. Yeah, like I'm also a fan of more desaturated colors in the photos, and also here obviously the original photos way more brighter and way more colorful, but I desaturated like other colors more. Like you see a bit of red, but like purple and stuff is like nearly gone. And the main colors here are, as you said, really the light blue and orange for like the highlights on Aloy's clothing, face, and her hair, and also like on the horn from the Longhorn.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, this was definitely not your first playthrough, was it?
No, that's definitely not the first. I guess I played like 3 or 4 times like through the game.
Jesus.
Yeah, like it's
That's a lot.
it's definitely my favorite game. It's also like really a game you can just drop in and like have fun and like take photos. Like it's like a go-to place for taking photos. You don't have like a goal. You have to do like live service game like the Division where stuff is happening all the time. You can just like go in there and like enjoy the scenery and take photos like as you like. And that's really what I like about like this game. And also like for example with the outfit Aloy is wearing here, it's also my favorite one because of those little or what I actually call like on her headpiece, those I'm actually not sure how they call in English, but they they also give like a nice
Oh,
texture
like
to
these
like the whole.
bands in front, you mean? Like,
Yeah, like those bands, yes, but also like that's like standing out behind her head, like towards her back, like those
oh,
metal.
she almost looks like a lance head with that, like lance horn. Does she?
Yeah, like that. That's kind of why I really like this outfit, and it also fits to the overall environment here. That's like one for the more snowy area from the Banuk. If you play the game, like that's the also the inhabitants of the people from the cut from the expansion of Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, and yeah, that's like I'm not sure if I could give you like a number on the hours of the game, like in there, but they're way beyond like 400, I guess.
Oh man, that's a lot. And I just got the question: was this shot on PC or on PlayStation?
This shot was taken on the PlayStation, but on the PlayStation 4 Pro in this case. But I'm looking forward to actually play this on PC since, well, I guess like as such huge fans, like I just want to see how it looks on PC, and I guess there will even look better as on the PlayStation 4 Pro. So yeah, that's also something I'm looking forward to.
Nice. What's your absolute top tip if you talk about the photo mode in Horizon Zero Dawn? What like if someone goes in and you tell them this is what you need to know, like one tip.
One tip need to know. I would say it's really like hmm, like you can play around with the distance towards the character, but also with the field of view. And like for me personally, as a fan of close-ups and such, can go really close to Aloy's face, actually, like really
Right.
close. And you can see like all the details on her skin, on her face. You can see like the marks on her neck when she was younger, or on her above her eye where she was like hit with a stone when she was like which you can see in the intro scene of the game. And that's really what I can recommend for people trying out to just get close to like to her armor or to her weapons, and try like more close-up shots. Obviously, this game has like a beautiful scenery, and that's like where what I see most about the game. But it's also is really beautiful just for close-ups. Like probably the second favorite game, like after Hellblade, where the character model is so detailed to just take close-up photos.
Yeah, I also enjoyed close-ups of Aloy or the close a lot more than the scenery. I mean, the scenery is nice to walk through, but at some point they all kind of look the same. I want to say
Yeah, it's just really like
it's
trying.
really beautiful.
Yeah, it's not so easy to like get inspiration of like
Right.
what to capture and what like I also have this problem with like games I played a lot, like Division, for example. Also, sometimes Horizon Zero Dawn. It's just really trying to figure new stuff out, to take maybe like more of an aesthetic approach to stuff, to like leave certain things out of the photo which are mainly in there. Like for example, what I like to do is to just like take the photo and frame it so that only her mouth is in the photo, but not like upwards, like nose and eyes. It's just like out of the photo, like with this power of suggestion. What I like in photos, it gives a bit more interesting feel to it. It feels like fresh and new, and like as the viewer, you're like maybe more drawn to it because you see like not the typical stuff you see, but like leave the rest to the imagination of the viewer. And like that's why how I like try to approach such shots or such scenes, just like in a new view or in a new light to make it more interesting. But yeah, I definitely agree, it's not so easy, and it takes really some time in the game to like have that kind of feel, or have that mindset to just like play around and experiment, because that's like really what is cool about like all the photos. You can just like experiment, rotate the camera around like 20 minutes to find a good shot.
20 minutes is nothing, basically. Yeah. I know that's right for anything.
Okay, well, yeah, those are gorgeous. Yeah. What's the next one?
Um, the next one is from Ghost of Tsushima, and it's from Cynthia.
Hi, I'm here.
Hey, hey, Cynthia. Well, this was one that I picked, and I really fell in love with this one, and I loved the 2-in-1 meaning of this.
Mhm.
How not only visually does it fit the design term of ImBaLancE, but it also has a little fox who's trying to balance while looking over the thing, and you can't get any cuter than a fox.
I mean, they're so cute in this game.
I
How could you
agree.
not love them?
Oh my god, it's just so cute. And I really, what moved me about this image is or really actually a lot of your work is the sort of extreme angles you like to take things in.
Mhm.
And then just the richness of this color palette, how it's really beautiful how you have this the fox is a contrast to these colors, because you have this sort of cold palette with this beautiful energetic little orange fox in the middle of it, and so it's just eye candy. It's just pure eye candy, and I just love it. So can you tell me a little bit about how, like, was this like, and like you had to snap it really quickly, or it was going on, or how this sort of layout came about? I mean, was this like a happy accident, or what happened? It's because it's just gorgeous.
No, it's not a happy accident. I like to sit sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes 2 minutes, 5 minutes, watching, NPCs, watching the main character, watching, in this case, animals, and just see what animations they go through.
Mm-hmm.
And if you played the game, like, the foxes lead you somewhere, and you get too far away from them, they stop and they wait for you, and they jump around, and they're super cute. So in this particular case, he had jumped over to this little island, and I was like, oh, let's see what he's doing. And I watched him, and this was actually, I believe I caught him as he was coming down. He jumps in the air and they come down. So he was actually landing at the time.
Oh,
And
really? Wow.
so I saw him doing that, and I saw him do that a couple times. And so I just kept pausing it until I actually caught him in the position I wanted. In fact,
Mhm.
the tail, like, I'm kind of picky, so the tail bothered me several times. So I like went out of photo mode and went back in quite a few times. But I mean, I knew what I was looking for at that point, so it was pretty easy to capture.
Right.
I do believe at the time in my game it was raining, so a lot of it was playing around with time of day, as well as the filters in it, to get the color palette that you were talking about. And I did that on
Right.
purpose too. The blue and the bluish green of the water and the background trees.
Mhm.
Since blue is like the complement of orange, I'm like, I really wanted to bring out that blue,
Mhm.
like as you exactly described, to make that orange just pop in the foreground.
Right.
And I actually took 2 photos of the same one that's closer in on the fox by himself, but ultimately
Mhm.
I chose this one for the ImBaLancE challenge because of you said my extreme angles. It
Oh, yeah.
showed up in the background with the landscape basically sloping upwards towards the
Mhm.
top corner, but not quite, at like a 45-degree angle there. I thought that really kind of gave that sense of imbalance. And like you said as well, the animation I caught him in makes it look like he's very curious. He's looking into the water, I thought, but he's kind of, he's on the edge there. It's a little bit, makes you a little bit nervous at the same time. At least that's how I
Right.
felt.
Right.
Like he could fall in, but he's so intrigued. And I wanted to capture his reflection that's down there at the bottom in it. So I
Mhm.
chose the one that showed all of that
Right.
rather than the close up, but I do love the close up too.
Wow, I love how just your composition works kind of like like you see those seashells that have sort of like, they're just that endless circle that sort of goes in on itself, because
Mhm,
my eye goes to the top and then it wraps around the bottom and then it
mhm.
goes right back and it ends on that fox, which is just this, like, not intention, but just the way you've been able to crop it, and then the color palette really just sort of directs your eye into that movement. It's a really nice movement.
Yeah, I
um
really. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're right. You're really.
I have been playing a lot with kind of more extreme angles. Sometimes probably too much, I think. But I've been
Mhm.
working on consciously, like, having the lines in my shots kind of lead you somewhere. So
Right.
I'm glad that you picked up on that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's every, when I move my eyes away and I look back at it, I just really come back to this, like, really, it's just a very comfortable circular movement that really sort of
Mhm.
ends with that fox. And I just love that. It's like an additional sort of visual vibe when you look at it, on top of the cool colors with the little orange pop. It's just really sweet. Well, so how are you liking that game? I mean,
Um,
obviously the photos are like outstanding. I mean, I love the landscape in it, the
oh,
landscape
it's
abilities in that
beautiful.
game.
The landscape is just, it's a fantasy. It's just like walking through a fantasy. It's beautiful. I love the game. I'm sorry, I'm being interrupted by a child right now. He distracted me out of what I was saying. He's hungry, so I may have to get off soon. But yeah, I'm really loving the game. I haven't had much time in the past couple weeks, so I don't even know if I'm quite halfway done with it yet. Which is kind of why I've been quiet for a while as well. But I'm really anxious to get back to it because, you know, the farther I get in, it's hard to actually play the game just because I'm distracted so much by the photo mode. But like overall, the game, I really do enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's just beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous.
Now, which moves you more in the game? I mean, I of course love playing with the time of day. For some reason, that just really excites me, and I know the Horizon Zero Dawn has the same thing. But the like, what do you like taking shots of the people more or the landscape?
I tend to still focus on characters more than landscapes, which is something I actually have tried to consciously break out of. So I do have more shots. I've been getting a lot of shots of the main character, like fighting. I have a lot of bloody shots, a lot of killing shots. I don't know why it fascinates me, but
it's the blood splurt.
It must be.
It's always good.
Ooh, blood!
Yay!
Yeah, it's a little harder in this game because the characters maybe aren't quite as detailed as like playing in Horizon. Like Sebastian was saying, you know, you can get so close up on Aloy and she just looks like so crisp and real. But I mean, there's so many different types of portraits you can take where maybe you don't necessarily have to have a lot of detail. So I'm still just really enjoying it.
Good. Yeah, well, this is just a beautiful shot. Thank you so much for entering your work.
Thank you.
Great. So any other comments or?
I highly recommend for anybody who, you know, enjoys VP and they haven't tried this game to really try out the photo mode. There's a lot of really cool stuff in it. It can be overwhelming at first, especially if you don't have a lot of experience with, you know, have photography or photo modes in general, but you know, you'll get the feel for it and just, you know, have fun with it. Try to take pictures of whatever catches your eye.
That's a great advice. I can tell.
Yeah. With this photo mode compared to say like another photo mode, where would you kind of rank that?
Well, that's something I've actually thought a lot about lately. I think the only one that I've played personally that can compare is Horizon Zero Dawn's photo mode.
Right.
They do have similar features and they both have also different things that make them special, but I still think they're kind of comparable. And I don't know. I would still, both those are like my top two favorites that I've used, followed probably by God of War. And then, you know, and I've played some, you know, Plague Tale, Hellblade. I've played all those with photo modes as well. And I like them. I'm just grateful to have the ability to do it because when I was like playing Bloodborne forever and there's no photo mode, that makes it really difficult. But I was still taking shots, but you know, that's another story. But so I'm grateful to have anything, honestly, because, you know, the more you play your game and really learn like all the stuff about it, like the better shots I think you can pull out of a game as well. So I enjoy Ghost photo mode. I love Horizon's photo mode, but any photo mode, just give me any photo mode, please.
Right.
I will still have fun with it.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. That's so cool. Yay. Who's next?
Oh yeah, that's GSS90, and it's a shot from Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And because he sadly can't be here because sleep is more important. But he nicely he wrote down his thought about the shot, and I'm just gonna talk for him. So first I'm gonna talk why we picked it. What I liked most about this is that it's kind of a contrast. Like you have Lara in the middle, and she's balanced in the middle of the picture, but her posture is completely imbalanced, like almost tipping over. Right. So
It's very cute and fun.
yeah, right. And then I read his comments about it, and it's even better. Like he was inspired to take this, especially by our theme, which is really nice. Like we pushed him because he said that it was an exciting theme and one of the most unique themes he has ever participated in, which is just that's just so awesome to hear. And
Aw, that puts a giant grin on my face.
right. And what he thought was a bit challenging is that it's not easy to find actions or objects to fit that theme because mostly balance is more easy than imbalance to do. So it's really good that he did that. And so he was thinking of games where he could perform some actions that were related to the theme. And at the time he was playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and he just stumbled upon Lara stumbling, basically. So he did like a couple of things, and it's a tomb area, and when she's on that edge of what is this ledge here, and there is a big wind, she does this stumbling animation, which he then picked up. And she also said she actually had to die quite a few times for that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that was the most challenging part, he said. It took
That's
quite a
awesome.
few dead Laras to get that. And
sacrifices.
yeah, sacrifices we all do, or especially our characters do, basically.
Right. For that perfect shot.
Right. And this
Yeah.
was actually taken to during his first playthrough of the DLC Tombs. And he just stumbled upon that animation when Lara just blew off the ledge.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Clancy just says Tomb Raider can't be played without weird Lara deaths. Yeah, that's so true. Weird
Very
Lara
true.
deaths. And his number one top tip, if you are on PC, you should definitely use NVIDIA Ansel and not the in-game photo mode if you want to take shots with weapons, because the in-game photo mode removes the arrows for some reason if you're taking shots with the bow. Which is just
say that
bizarre.
again.
So if you're on PC and playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider, better
Right.
use other camera tools than the in-game photo mode, because the in-game photo mode removes an arrow from the bow. So if you want to take a picture of the bow, there's no arrow in it, which is just weird.
That is weird. Well, that's a good tip.
And then he also enjoys the variety of outfits. I mean, you can dress up Lara pretty much in that game. I've seen that. And facial expressions and poses, and he particularly pointed out that one of the poses replaces Lara with a llama, which is just awesome. And I need to get back to the game just to take pictures of that llama.
I need to get back to the game just to take pictures. I had no idea it had a photo mode.
I have not played this game.
Yeah, I played
need
through
to.
it so quickly. I didn't even realize she had like all different outfits.
That's like the
just
first thing I checked out.
I was just so excited to have like a game. I was like, oh my God. I just like went through it really quickly. That's funny.
You actually finished it? I never finished it. I went, I don't know, maybe 30% in.
Yeah, I finished it, and then I saw Hedda's photos, and I was like, wait a minute, what's happening here?
Yeah, she's so good with that. She's so good with
like,
that game.
I said, how did you get these? She goes, in the photo mode. I was like, what?
My biggest problem.
For not reading.
Yeah, my biggest problem with that photo mode is it has a lot of banding problems. Like when I take black and white, There's a lot of banding issues in broad areas happening.
Banding is the worst.
I know.
Ugh. There's a filter in Ghost that drives me crazy that you're guaranteed bad banding. I just avoid it at this point.
Right. And it always looks good on my TV, and then you just go back and, oh, God.
Well, well, I guess we're doing a sidetrack here, but I can't help it. So isn't there some sort of, I don't know, like even in Photoshop, some sort of way of getting rid of banding, you think? Somehow I don't know.
I think I've read something about it. Soul Surrender shared,
Mhm.
and it was something to cut out the part that has the banding and then make it diffuse. And I tried it in a couple of shots, but it only made the picture look worse. Like if you actually have details in the picture and not
That
just a
sucks.
blank background,
Right.
you just diffuse it and it makes it kind of sparkly and not quite what I wanted. So what I usually do is use the mixing brush and just paint over it.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, I don't have Photoshop. I literally do all this on my phone.
I know,
Oh my God.
which
So-
just still
That's
like
impressive.
kills me. I think
Thank
I was
you.
talking to Amma about it. I was like, and you're not going to believe it. She does all this shit on her phone. And I was
Yeah, I
like,
really need to buy a laptop. Mine is like 10 years old, so
oh, but
I
why?
don't ever
Like when
use
you can get work like that from the phone. I mean, if I had better eyesight or better magnifying glass, I'd be happy to work on my phone.
If I
But
had
you
better
know, if-
fingers.
Right. If you have a good phone, you can get like Photoshop on there.
Yeah, I use Snapseed, and I try to keep for any game with like a photo mode. I try to keep them more minimal edits because I try to get everything in photo mode. Now, if it's a game that doesn't have one at all, I go a little crazier.
Right.
But I mean, I found a couple tools in there that can kind of help with the banding, but I really don't. When it comes to editing, I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't think it's really all that great of a tool for that.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah,
I
that's
knew.
always
It drives me
that's
crazy.
I have the same thing. It looks fine on the screen, and then I get it on, and I'm like, what just happened? That's just not right. Okay, well, cool. Wow, great photo. We
And
all
it's
love Laura.
just one thing he also added was one top tip, like for general VP, which is I think very important because I do that a lot. Is if you do portraits, to not move the camera closer to the face, but get it in focus. If you're like I don't know, like a bust, if you have the top. And then use the zoom function to move in closer, because if you move the camera closer to the face, it will sort of distort it and make it elongated and destroy the proportion, which is a really good tip.
That is a good tip.
Use the zoom, not the camera movement.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh?
I see that a lot in Control as well.
Right.
And that might actually be a really good way to get over to the next photo, I think, because if I remember right, that's Control. Woo! I always love talking about Control. Surprise,
me too.
surprise. This was taken by Matt, and
Yep.
I just love it. It's brilliant. And what I like is also that double meaning you have, like in Cynthia's picture, because you have Jessie levitating, so she's not in balance, like she's floating around. And also, if you know the game, she's a bit struggling and balancing her movement. But also the picture again is imbalanced. Like you have the bright colors on the left and the complete dark on the right, and you have texture on the left and basically nothing on the right. It's really good, and you're drawn into Jessie and to her face, and then walk up and down her awesome suit. Really good.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This was actually, I was looking back at the dates, and this was I only had the game for a couple of days.
Oh wow!
When
When it
grabbed
already had the photo mode, or was that without?
Yeah, I got it. I only got it in March. I got it back in March, so I haven't had it for too long. But yeah, I think it had just gotten the photo mode a month or so before, or something like that. So I was lucky to get it when it had it. And I think something else that I was kind of realizing while I was thinking about it right now is that pretty sure when I paused it, she was about to drop. So if I know but anybody else that when she's levitating, eventually there's only a set time that she can, and then she'll drop, and she lets out this little sigh, and then she just kind of starts to drop. So something else that is, most of the game she's very, sure of her stuff. She might, make exclamations about weird things, but she doesn't show a lot of fear, imbalance, but there's one little moment of she's about to drop, and it always kind of surprises her. So
It
that also,
really does. Now that you mention it, it really does.
hmm yeah. And I also, you kind of going to the background. This was, you probably know, taken in the Dead Letters area. That wall, that big wall in the back that so many rooms have in this game. They're not a lot to them, but they're just, each of them has a different kind of concrete design to them, which I just adore the aesthetics and the architecture in this game too.
Me too.
Mhm.
There's so much concrete, but all of them look different.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
super.
Yeah.
Was that you said you took it in March, so did you go through your archive looking for the theme, or was that something that just popped into your mind like, oh, this is the theme and I know this shop will work with it?
No, so I definitely, it was definitely the former, that I went through kind of looking through what I already had. Um and I kind of, when I did the post, wanted to, choose a few different games just to get some variety. And I came across this one, had to think about it for a second, and then I was like, yeah, the more I think about it, the more it definitely works for this, just with everything that's going on with it, with the background, the contrasting, like you mentioned in the beginning, the light and the dark, and she's kind of hanging in the balance between the two, which is pretty much a lot what the game is about too, is her trying to fight those two things. So yeah, this was definitely one that I was going through, and I was like, oh great, I have one that already works. I don't have to go take something. But
So did you take any new photos for the theme, or was it all archived?
I'm trying to remember the other two. I remember the alien on top of the fire one that I submitted. I don't honestly can't remember the other two off the top of my head. That one was also old, a little bit older, but I don't think that I went through and was deliberately trying to take anything. I think I was able to pull all of them from ones I had.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you often don't realize how much you actually put into a shot if you're taking it. That's the
Right.
shots I love the most. Like if you go back and you get a theme, or if you have a theme and you go back and see, oh, I've actually been thinking about that when I took that.
Exactly. Or there's shots that you kind of put away and never post, and all of a sudden a new theme comes up, and you're like, oh, that one that I didn't like, that I can use that now, finally.
Right.
Yeah.
I love if shots get like a second chance. That's really good.
Right. That too.
What's your top tip on VP and control?
So I do have one, but a little sidetrack on it too, which is why I'm also very excited for the PS5 update that they're giving on the Ultimate Edition, because I've found a lot of times, and if you look at really closely here, if you take a shot of her in very stark white lighting, her hair gets really grainy. And I think that's just a result of the technology not, the PS4 not being, I mean, people have debated me on this on Twitter, but it's whatever. That it's not a thing, but it is, because it's, but
No, it definitely is happening.
yeah, people are like, no, that's not true. And I was like, okay, but the shots that you posted to prove me wrong with that didn't have that kind of lighting, so that doesn't. So anyways, but I do, and I obviously love the black and white filter, because it's a lot of the black and whites, it's some of the photo modes, it's not true black and white, there's a little bit of something, but this one is very strictly like, it's clear cut black and white. I think it was mentioned in the previous the test run you did with one of the shots, might have been Steffi's shot, that the camera speed is a very
That's
underrated
awesome.
feature. That you can make it go faster because sometimes it goes a little slow, but I've also taken ones and I've lowered it down so slow, and you get very incremental movements, and it can be super, you don't realize until you do it how helpful it is to just get that right exact,
That is
especially for
one.
portraits.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
That is one feature that I didn't know I needed in every photo mode.
Exactly, and this is the only one that I've come across so far that has something like that.
Yeah, me too. All right.
Yeah, this is a great shot.
It's
Yeah,
a
the
great
stuff from
game.
Control is really impressive. I mean, just the whole game is impressive.
Mhm.
And
Everything
it is
about
a
it.
very limited photo mode. I mean, you do that all
Yeah.
with just a couple of things.
Yeah, it really makes you work for
It really
shots and
does.
what you want. Yeah,
Yeah.
It makes you think about it. That's what I love.
that's yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
nice.
Yeah.
Just gonna stare at it for a couple of minutes.
Let it go.
Okay.
Let it go, Emma.
You're gonna start singing now?
I am. Do, 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 do. Yeah, we need like move on music. Do, 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 do.
Oh yeah, we need like a background elevator music or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Like what they do on the Oscars when someone's talking too long. Music, cue it. You got 10 seconds. Finish your sentence. Gotta move on.
All right.
Okay, so this is from Nick. And this is what I chose from Nick's. And Nick cannot be here today because he's working.
Boo.
Boo, work. Him
Very
like,
sad about
yay,
it.
paycheck. We did send him some questions also to kind of get his feedback from it. This is an older photo he took, so he went through his catalog of shots to find the right photos, and his response is he really loved the colors and the weird angle and the silhouette moved him, and those angles he incorporates a lot into his work. And then he also likes the really vibrant colors and palettes. And that's what that's what always moves me about his work just in general, is his palettes are so vibrant and colorful and work really well together. And the thing I like about this one is just the sort of overly beautiful rosy pink hue with the sunset. And then again, just as happenstance, not only visually compositional wise does this represent ImBaLancE, but you can even say the silhouette of the character walking on this board is also sort of that action play of ImBaLancE, which is really nice. And then I just love the fact that it's this really beautiful silhouette with the branches from the tree and the character in the lower left-hand corner. And again, just a little bit like yours, Cynthia's, my eye just moves around very easily and calmly with this, and then ends on the character in in that lower left, which is nice. It's just a beautiful photo. And I just love all the kind of debris in the air too. Now I know in the Ghost game you can set up debris particles, but you can't do that in the Horizon Zero Dawn, right?
No.
Yeah, well, this is just, does anyone know what scene or what part of the game this is from?
So I think it might actually be snow. If I'm looking, because I honestly initially didn't know this was a Horizon shot, but the only thing that gave it away was the arm on the
one at the top.
on the top, of the machine, the metal devil machine there. But I would bet that it's snow that's falling in the air.
Oh, nice. And then with that pink hue, huh?
I'm gonna say it looks like, to me, it's like in the part of the game where you're at the grave hoard, because it is a snowy area.
Mm.
And there's one of those big machines there too that you can climb near and up to an extent.
Is that
Although,
in the
even
DLC?
no, that's actually part of the main game, but it's like at the entrance. Like it kind of, the DLC is like right past that area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it really looks like this.
I think he also took that shot quite a while ago, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
it's a good-
so.
he
Yeah.
doesn't.
He did say
Probably doesn't
so. But he
remember.
also took a lot of new shots for the theme.
Mhm.
We just picked that one.
Yeah. With this one, I just love the color's just so rich, and I just love that silhouette.
And you're also a
just so
sucker for
eye-catching.
pink.
Sadly, I really am. It's quite horrific. I mean, even playing Red Dead Redemption, it's like pink. Oh my God, stop!
We gotta stop
And
in
then
our tracks. Oh,
Yeah, then
sunset!
we gotta stop, and then I gotta like
We're
get the camera out.
Doing
And
a
it's gone.
bounty.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
it doesn't
This is
matter.
sunset.
I know. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. It's pink. It's pink, bitch. We gotta stop. So, yeah. So I just love it. It's just really just so beautiful and rich, and I love the little debris in the air and things like that, which is a nice contrast to the sort of sharpness of the tree and stuff, the texture from the tree. But yeah, so it's a great, beautiful, fantastic photo to end the session on, since we got like 5 awesome submissions.
We
Yeah.
did. It's not over yet completely. Does anyone have
do we have
any
another one?
special thoughts they want to share? Anything? No.
Oh, come on. Like, just a peep at least.
Just in general on the shot,
Just
or
in general. Like, oh, it rocked. You guys are awesome.
This was
Yeah,
fun.
something like that. That would be
you guys
nice.
did rock, and you are awesome.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
well,
woohoo!
thank you. We didn't expect that.
I'm shocked.
I like
Thank
this
you.
too, though. I like this because you can kind of hear other VPs' thought processes behind it and hear them like in real life. You kind of get to know all the people that you're commenting on and sharing. I also like that part of it. So thank you too for doing this.
Thank you for
Aw.
coming. And
Yeah.
we actually, so our very last thing to do is reveal the theme for next month.
Ooh.
Oh, exciting.
Are you excited?
Very.
Yes.
All right. It's distance.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Time to overthink.
I already know a perfect game for this.
Oh, great. Do you want to say what game it is, or it's a secret?
Oh, well, I can say it's already out. And I also can recommend it because it's a really underrated game. It's Mad Max. You can like really get some cool distant shot in there.
Can you say that
so
again? I don't know that one.
It's the Mad Max game that was
Oh,
also
Mad
free.
Max.
Yes.
Oh, you're right.
yeah.
I've seen so
Oh my
many good shots of
God.
that.
It was also free on
Right.
PlayStation Plus in April or March 2018, and it's so underrated. Like I am just like baffled that I don't see so many photos of this because it has probably the best looking skybox in the game I saw so far, and the visual effects of the weather and stuff. And yeah, you can move the camera like really far away and just have Max in the photo and the desert around. Like
I've
it's
seen
good
so
for
many
like
good works from that one.
yeah, it's like good for those distant shots or isolation shots. Yeah, that's the game I just have in mind now. So looking forward to like play around there.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see that. That sounds great.
And you said you said it's free, but it's the original game, right? It's not a new one.
Yeah, like it was free for like a month on PlayStation
Oh.
Plus in 2018. And I hope like a lot of guys like got it there, but you can also get it for I guess 25 or 20 or something like this. Right now, either physical or in the digital store. And
Nice.
yeah, I can like alone for the photos, I can recommend it. It's also like a fun game to play.
It's also in a
Oh,
lot of sales. It's included. I think I once wanted to buy it and then just forgot. Probably because of Control or something. I think that's just usual.
Control.
No, like I wanted to buy a new game, and then I just went back and played Control.
Makes sense.
Right?
Oh,
Or
it's a
Red
good
Dead.
game.
I think I mixed it up with Rage because Mad Max is not a first person, is it? It's a third person.
Yes, third person, right?
Yeah, that even makes it better for me.
Oh. Oh, that is good.
But we don't have to do this theme. We're the hosts. That's a good thing.
Oh, dang it. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I might try it in real life for the photography. But
Yeah, well, like, submit our own stuff and go like, okay, weed it out. Nice. Well, cool. Well, I'm excited. I hope you guys submit again.
Oh, we will. I will.
Meow,
Oh,
We
meow.
Yay!
It was so fun.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you so much. We love
And
you
thank you.
guys. We love all of you.
Oh,
It's
Nice
just a
we love
big
you
love fest.
too.
I feel like there should be like a group hug, but I'm not quite sure how we can pull that off.
Social distancing and all.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't want to get COVID through Zoom.
Right? God.
After enough Zoom meetings, I'm always like,
Oh god.
can I get COVID through Zoom? Is that possible?
I've had a Zoom meeting of now in 9 hours today already.
Mm-mm.
So
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Oh
Yikes.
my
No.
gosh.
That's not
That's
right.
pretty long.
I'm a Zoom
That's
pro.
Yeah.
Zoom.
Sweet. Okay, guys. Thank you
Alright,
so
that was
much.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Had a really good time.
Great. Tell Nick hi.
I will. He's been
And
messaging me this
Assassin,
time, so-
hi. If you listen to this, Assassin, we missed you, bud.
Bye bye.
Alright. Bye bye.
Bye.